Hey Joe fans, I'm JoeFan82 here with another action figure review. Today I'm looking at the G.I. Joe Retro Series Roadblock figure from Hasbro. This figure was released last year in 2020 as a part of the Retro Series in Wave 2. And he comes in a retro styled package with the logo and vintage artwork there on the left. And there he is in the bubble with his accessories clearly visible. Here's the back of the card with the logo, the file card, and the cross cell in the middle. I want to remind everyone the card stock on this is not great. This is a pretty flimsy card back for this line so far. And his file card says Roadblock, Marvin F. Hinton, Role, Heavy Machine Gunner, Primary Specialty Infantry Heavy Weapons, Secondary Specialty Cook, Birthplace, Biloxi, Mississippi. And it says on the right, he joined the army to train to be a chef, but found the preparation techniques too appalling. And then that same information is there in other languages below it. And here's the cross-sell for the other figures in waves 1 and 2. You can find my reviews for those figures here on my channel. And here he is out of the package. He is, of course, based on the version 1 vintage figure from 1984. And I think they really did a good job carrying over a lot of those elements from the vintage figure for this new modern one. I'm not sure if it's been confirmed by Hasbro or not, but it's pretty widely believed that this head sculpt is basically a shrunken down version of what we saw for Roadblock version 1 in the classified line. And I think it looks exactly like that head sculpt, so I think that's probably true. I don't like here how we've gone back a little bit for the 25th anniversary way of cutting off the bottom of the heads on figures. I don't really like the look of that. From the front, the face looks great. Paint apps are nice. Overall, I think the head sculpt is good, but as with a lot of the 25th anniversary figures, when you look at it from the side, it looks a little bit off. It comes with a dark green tactical vest with some brown accents on it, lots of pouches. We've seen this vest before in a different paint scheme, but here it is looking pretty good, I think. Paint apps are nice and a nice sculpt, nice detail on this piece. And he has green gloves that match the same color as the vest. And here he is with the other Roadblock I have from the 2010 Resolute Battle set. And you notice quite a difference in the head sculpt. The one on the left, the newer one, to me looks a little more like the Sunbow version, while the one on the right has a maybe more comic book appearance, and quite a difference in the paint apps. The 2010 version, a much lighter, brighter green, and a slightly different shade of brown on the pants. Here he is without that vest on, looking even more like his vintage counterpart, and I believe a lot of this body was used for the Roadblock figure from the Retaliation line. I really don't like how the profile looks on this figure. It looks a little bit off, and I'm not a huge fan of how big those traps are. It looks a little bit oversized to me, but you guys let me know in the comments what you think. Profile here, yeah, not so great in my opinion, especially with the bottom of the head being cut off. But from the front, I think he looks pretty good. He's wearing light brown pants with a brown belt with a silver buckle, some dark gray knee pads, and dark gray boots. Let's look at his articulation. His head is on a ball joint. Nice movement up there, helped because the bottom of his head is missing, so nice range of motion up. He can do a full 360. His shoulders can do a full 360 and come up about so far. My joints are a little tight on my figure. And he's got a swivel there at the bicep. Can do a full 360. And 90-degree bend at the elbow and a 360 at the wrist. No other joint there, just that 360 around. He does have a joint in the mid-torso which allows for some movement but not too much, and really impeded by his vest when he's got that on. His legs come up about so far, and they come straight forward, and only a one bend here, one joint in the knees. No double joints, that's disappointing, and then also no other joints in the boot or the foot or anything. So yeah, I'm not thrilled about that little step backwards there in the articulation. He comes with a standard black G.I. Joe figure stand. There's his name on the front. A solid black rifle, very nicely sculpted, great detail on this. And it's got a handle on the top, stand in the front there, which pivots around, and then the ammo case here is detachable. And you can pop it right back on, held on pretty securely. And it rests well in his hand, no need to worry about it falling out. His machine gun, on the other hand, is a different story. It comes disassembled, you have to put it together, and then once you have it together, it doesn't really want to stay together. You'll notice the handle here keeps popping off on the back, and the handle on the top is a little loose in his hand. If you've got him on display, it stands okay, just fine, but if you're moving him around, the gun tends to fall apart. And it comes with this ammo belt and nicely sculpted malleable plastic. Can bend easily, slide it into the notch here, and then just got to bend it around a little bit for it to take that sort of natural shape instead of sticking straight out. But he does look good if the gun stays together and the ammo actually stays in the gun. He doesn't look too bad. Here he is with some other heavy gunners from the G.I. Joe line. We've got Rock and Roll version 2 from the Collectors Club on the left, and Gung Ho from the 50th anniversary there on the right. And I have to say, I think the three of these guys look great together. If Hasbro wanted to make some kind of sub-team with these three guys, I think that would be pretty cool. But I think they look good together. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. What do you think about a sub-team with just heavy machine gunners in it? I think that would be pretty cool. I think this is a decent figure, not the best, but not the worst. I like the face sculpt, the head sculpt. It overall could have been better if they had finished the bottom of the back of his head. The lack of articulation on the legs is disappointing, and the fact that his gun doesn't really hold together too well is also a little disappointing. But other than that, I think he's all right, and a decent entry point. If this is your first Roadblock, I think you'll be okay, unless you find something else from the past that piques your interest. This one is a decent buy at that price point. That's my review for Retro Series Roadblock. Let me know what you guys think of this figure in the comments below. If you like this video, give me a like, hit subscribe so you don't miss any of my future videos. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.